Hello, good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay,
So, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, good. So, Gungun, what we will do, I will give you microeconomics questions. Micro is heavily focused at ISI, okay? So, I'm expecting that they would be giving a microeconomic question in your interview this time. So, you will have 15 minutes to go ahead and select one of these two questions that is presented on the screen and do that, solve that. And then I will go ahead and we will discuss the solution together. So you tell me what approach you have taken. And wherever I find that maybe you have done some mistake, we will go ahead and we will discuss that.
Okay, ma'am. So I have to solve just one question, right?
Questions and you have 15 minutes. So we will go ahead and we will start the discussion at 4:45.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you can start.
Okay.
Okay. So, done?
Yes, ma'am. I started with the first question. I couldn't complete the last part.
Okay. And no problem. We'll start the discussion and then, you can take me through what you did. Okay. So what did you do in the first part A?
Hmm. In the first part, because the total cost function is given, so I calculated average cost and then I differentiated average cost with respect to quantity. And it came out to be minus 1 by q square, which will always be negative. So this means that the average cost will be declining,
Okay.
and hence it exhibits the properties of a natural monopoly.
Correct. Good. Second part.
In the second part, I calculated the total revenue by multiplying P and Q, then marginal revenue by differentiating, and then putting marginal revenue equal to marginal cost.
Okay. And what is the quantity we are getting?
The quantity is 47.5,
Correct. And the price?
5.25.
Absolutely. Okay. And profit?
Profit is 224 by 0.625.
Correct. Okay. Then in the third part, so
Uh,
part, usually they will go ahead and just say find regulated output. Here, I just kind of included the hint that it will be P equal to MC. Remember that regulated output will be P equal to MC condition.
okay, ma'am. Here I just put P is equal to MC, and so the P will be 0.5.
Okay.
Q will come out to be 95,
Correct.
and profit will be -1.
Absolutely. Correct. Okay. Last, D part.
D part, the lump sum subsidy. So in the last part, we were getting a loss of -1, so the lump sum subsidy should be 1.
Exactly. Right. And so you're yet to do the E part, you're saying.
I solved, uh, I think it should be right.
So consumer surplus would be for unregulated.
For unregulated, it would be 112.8.
Correct. And regulated?
I couldn't calculate the one for regulated.
Okay. It would be on very similar lines, right? It would just be, instead of quantity of unregulated, which was 5.25, 47.5, you will just put 95 now and 0.5. So I think
Just the price and quantity will change.
will change. Exactly. And it will come out to be 471.25. Okay, good. Okay. So good. I think there is no mistake. You have solved the question absolutely correctly. In exam also, I would suggest that, take your time, be calm, do things at ease. And many times the professors would want to trick you with something, right? So they will just go ahead and say, why don't you think conditions like this also or that also? Whatever they are saying, think very carefully. A lot of times they are very important hint, right? They will help you move in the right direction, and you will gain some insights from them wherever you are stuck. So just take those insights, and whenever they say that, I think that you're doing something wrong, maybe this is not what you should be doing, never ever go ahead and show aggression. Never ever go ahead and say, no, 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 this is right only. I think I am doing it rightly. Never do that. It means that maybe somewhere we have taken a wrong assumption or we are doing something wrong, and we must take their inputs and then move in the direction according to what they are suggesting. So don't lose your calm at any point. Don't be stressed. They are very, very helpful throughout the interview, and interview is just an extra stage. Most of the part is already done, right? So don't worry too much about it. And one last thing I would like to suggest, it is very, very good thing that happened this time, that the number of seats at ISI have increased. So I am expecting that most of the students who have got shortlisted should be selected at ISI. Just that we have to be very calm, very patient throughout the interview. And I think we would be able to get through. Okay?
Got it, ma'am. This is really helpful.
Okay.
Also, I just had one question.
Yes.
Uh, so, um, I was talking to some of the people who are studying at ISI. So they also told me, and I also saw your mock interviews from the last year. So I observed that most of the questions are from monopoly, game theory, and uncertainty. Like, is it always like this?
No specific pattern. It depends on the
Okay.
list of that, during that period, who's in the panel. I mean, usually it is micro and maths, but we never know. All of like this year, they just changed the pattern of ISI, right? Part B was different than it used to be in the earlier years. We don't know. At the end, they can also end up giving you solo model or an ISLM question. So be prepared for that also. And I will release a PDF
Your
also.
voice is breaking.
Is it?
Mm.
Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. I'm so sorry I got disconnected.
Okay.
Can you repeat that once again?
Yes. So I was just saying that they may ask you questions on solo model also. That is one of their favorite topic, and ISLM model. So just go ahead and practice these two topics also. Okay. And once I am done with all the interviews, I have 7, 8 more interviews aligned. Then I will release this PDF of all the questions and answers that I have taken today. Go through those questions also.
Okay, sure, ma'am. Also, I have a lot of resources for the interviews, and you'll also be providing me the questions. If I have some doubts, where should I take up those doubts?
You can just post it on Telegram.
Okay.